Hello everybody, Ragtag here. Welcome to the next episode. In the last episode, we hunted down a crate dragon, got its pearl, and also found the next piece of the star map. In this episode, we're gonna actually do a few things with the crate dragon pearl because I've duplicated the pearl so that way I can show what you can do with the crate dragon pearl. Starting with the sand people, you can either duplicate it by using the duplication glitch, or if you are playing the Switch version, use the cheat menu, since I believe it's the easiest to access the cheat menu, to give yourself more crate dragon pearls. As if you let the hunter live that helped you kill the crate dragon, he will take a pearl, so you only get one. If you kill him, you will get 2 crate dragon pearls. But anyway, if we return here and speak to the chieftain upon killing the crate dragon and having its pearl, if I can figure out where he is in this place. Sand People Chieftain is grateful to you.
Query. What do you wish to ask of him, Master?
More information on the Sand People culture.
Protocol. This will be a very sensitive topic, Master. You will want to be careful with your questions or risk offending him. Not that that is punchable.
Tell me the history of your clan.
Translation. Translation. You have been told that to be considered worthy of hearing the histories, you need to bring him a dragon pearl from a crate dragon. Translation. He says the discussion is closed until you fulfill this condition. He thinks you are just making fun of his traditions.
Here's a crate dragon pearl.
Translation. Translation. He is stupefied, Master. He never thought you could return with such an item. Such a thing has not been done in many years. Translation. He will allow you to meet the storyteller, but also gives a warning. If you dare to repeat the histories incorrectly, you will be killed. Translation. The storyteller will be summoned to one of the rooms here in the Enclave. He seems to think this is a great honor for you, Master.
Tell them farewell for now.
Translation.
We can now speak to their storyteller.
Translate.
We can learn a little bit about the Sand People. Now this is a bit long if I remember correctly, so I don't know if this will take up an entire episode, but compared to the warriors that you've encountered, the Sand People storyteller is relatively calm in his movements and speech, but he still regards you coldly.
Translation. He identifies himself as the storyteller, Master. He has been told of your warrior skills and will speak the history to you.
I am honored. Ask him what he records.
Translation. Translation. There is only one accepted history, passed orally to each successive generation. Translation. A book or datapad can be taken away, cheapening the value of what it contains. To commit it to paper or storage is to remove it from the people.
Oral histories are often inaccurate.
Translation. He says that you dare not question the accuracy of his information. The stories are learned perfectly by each successive storyteller. Translation. In fact, they aren't allowed to speak the stories aloud unless they are exact. Any error is considered a blasphemy punishable by death. Criticism. It seems inefficient to me, Master. A score of apprentice storytellers would be slaughtered each generation. What if the elder died before completing the teachings?
That's a good question. Ask him that.
Translation. Translation. Apprentices are trained from birth. Very few speak the words in error. Storytellers are most often lost in battle between tribes. Translation. Any tribe that loses its storyteller is obviously unworthy of existing. They lose their connection to history and destroy themselves with infighting soon after.
What topics can I choose from?
Translation. Translation. You may choose to hear the history, or you may choose not to. Their history is a single entity that cannot be partitioned. Translation. The only exception is in continuing the tales once they have begun. If you leave, when you return, he will continue from where he left off.
Begin the history.
Translation. Translation. It begins with the ancient times. They were not sand people, for there was no sand. The land was green with life, and they walked without wrappings. Translation. Though the land was beautiful, they lived apart from the land. They built their walls high and saw beyond the horizon. They dared to reach the stars. Translation. There are no words for how long ago this was. It was before the outsiders, before the abduction, before the cities fell, before the builders.
I want to ask questions of what I heard.
Cautionary. I should warn you, Master, that any questioning of their interpretation may be seen as trying to change the meaning of what was said. Clarification. They may consider this to be speaking the words in error, a blasphemy they would attempt to kill you for.
I want to ask them something about the ancient times.
Clarification. It would appear that they once had a thriving technologically advanced society, but were wiped out by a much more sophisticated alien species.
Let me see. Is there anything in the galactic workers that would verify this?
Negative. I am no library, but since there is no Republic record of this planet having sentient life before Zerka colonization, I doubt you will find such evidence.
How can we clarify how long ago Tatooine was green with life?
Doubting. I don't believe he can, Master. Even if their stories are exact and unchanged, it is likely they were first told thousands of years after these events occurred. This has become very much like a creation myth for his people. There is no date. It simply was.
Ask them if these builders resemble no, I forget if asking that upsets him, so let's return to my other questions.
I will ask.
Continue the history where we let off.
Translation. Translation. His arrogant people touched the stars, but this sin drew the attention of the builders. The builders did not touch the stars, they lashed them to millstones. Translation. Great demons of metal stripped the world of its riches, until all that was left was the green of the ground. The great cities were lifted away. Translation. Those that had used the wealth were taken along with it. Transgressors abducted to serve past the sky, seeding the stars with penitent, adaptable slaves.
Let me see.
Cautionary. Remember my warning, Master. They may consider certain questions to be speaking the words in error, a blasphemy they would attempt to kill you for.
I want to ask something about the time of enslavement.
Clarification. I believe they were occupied by this technologically superior species for a substantial period. Stripping an entire planet of usable resources would have taken generations.
How are these people taken off world?
Translation. Translation. He has no number. He claims that those that were taken were examples of the worst of his kind, arrogant and uncaring of the land. Doubtful. Master, this is just another distortion due to their demonization of the builders. It's like claiming an aspect of his people were taken, not actual individuals. Clearly, history has colored his view. Of course, only the inferior meatbags were taken. The remaining were his ancestors, after all. They must have been special.
Why would the invaders have done this?
Obvious. The same reason Zerka Corporation is attempting it now. Expanding empires need tremendous amounts of resources.
Let's return to my other questions.
Obedient. I will ask.
Continue the history where we left off.
Translation. Translation. There came a time when the builders were also judged for their crimes. After generations, a plague weakened them, and the time of the Great War began. Translation. The builders faltered, and his people realized why they had been punished, so that they understood the crime, and would now strike down the greater offender. Translation. They worked chaos in the machines, so they destroyed themselves. The builders fought back, laying
Of course, low
waste to
batteries.
that had been misused with fire from above. Translation. Soil became glass, grinding to sand, but the fight was long planned, and his people were safe. Deep in cave homes carved from valley wall, they were free.
I want to ask about what I've just heard.
Cautionary. Remember my war.
Asked about the Great
Verification.
War.
The occupying force suffered some sort of species-wide plague that lowered their numbers over time. His people used this extended weakness to sabotage their larger ships. The response of the builders appears to have been to lay waste to the entire surface of Tatooine.
How could they repel such a powerful species?
Doubting. They didn't, Master. They struck a blow. But the storyteller only believes they won because the builders were gone when they emerged from their caves. That does not mean they defeated anyone. It seems clear that the builders simply sterilized their problem and left. The enemy judged them not worthy to fight.
I forget if saying ask him if that's a possibility angers him, so I'm not gonna ask that. What kind of weapons could do so much damage?
Clarification. I may not have properly conveyed how long they fought with the builders. Given time, any number of armaments could destroy a world. Hypothesis. Perhaps this is another distortion. Their climate may have begun to fail due to their unrestrained development even before the builders arrived. Looking back thousands of years later, such a shift could easily be attributed to the much-hated conquerors.
How could they survive such an attack?
Hypothesis. If his people were moving away from technology for a long time under the builders, they may have had extensive cave systems that could grant shelter. I would also suggest that, given the evidence of the massive shift in the nature of their society, most of them did not survive.
Let's return to my other questions. Let's continue the history.
Translation. Editing, if I may, Master. This section of his tale details several millennia of the Long Walk, their nomadic wanderings as they accept their identity in a desert world. Rather than strain my circuits on his dialect, might we just assume there was much fighting over who has the biggest bantha and move on to more recent things?
No, I want to hear it all.
Resignation. Very well, Master.
Several hours later.
The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the sand people and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation. Then machines fell from the stars again, outsiders like you that brazenly walked apart from the land. And greater still was the insult to come. Translation. These outsiders reminded them of their past transgression, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, look like they're ancient abducted. Translation? So it is to the current sons that the Sand People hate all outsiders and give them no footing. You come again, time after time, adaptable slaves to the machine.
Let me see. Want to ask questions? Ask about the Great Walk.
Impatience. Master, I refuse to inconvenience you with this. He spouted names of petty tribal fights in deserts so distant they might as well be across the galaxy. Really, Master, I'm sure it's important to him, but it has nothing of value that you could ever put to use.
We'll have to discuss his implements, HK-47.
Agreement. Of course, Master. Just no more of their inane wandering.
Let's return to my questions. Continue where we left off.
Translation. Translation. The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the Sand People and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation. Then machines fell from the stars again.
Didn't HK just told us this?
These outsiders reminded them of their past transgression, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, looked like they're ancient abducted. Translation? So it is to the current sons that the Sand People hate all outsiders and give them no footing. You come again, time after time, adaptable slaves to the machine.
That's questions of what I heard. Ask about the outsiders.
They appear to hate humanity with a passion only rivaled by their hatred of the builders. For some reason, you resemble what they once were. Perhaps there is a lingering fear that you are their tainted selves returning from exile among the stars.
Is it a physical or society similarity?
Cautionary, ma'am.
What the heck?
If you mean to suggest that humanity is ancestrally linked to ancient Tatooine, you will strain his belief system to its pitiful meatbag maximum.
Okay, I don't know why it skipped HK and went automatically to this, but let's return to my other questions. Continue the history.
Translation. Now that you have heard the whole of the history, you may select a piece of it to hear again. Obedience.
We're done here.
Translation.
What? I'll return later. Didn't want to speak to the Sand People. Wait, let's... Oh, I can't return to the Evanhawk while in the Enclave. I thought, let's return to the Evanhawk to save time traveling to Anchorhead. And it's like, nope. You have to be outside of the Enclave before you can fast travel. Return to the Evanhawk. Let's take advantage of fast travel. Because there's a few things we can do in Anchorhead. I know one of them is to go see Bastila's mother. Now that we have the holocron. I think there is a side quest somewhere here I've missed. Because I think one opens up when you get your hunter's license. Yeah, it's that woman right there.
Please, will you help me? I have nothing. Nothing left.
What do you need? Donnie Ragtag. I will help if I can.
Thank you. I don't have anywhere else to turn. If you're down and out on Tatooine, you're on your own. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, will you buy it? I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please, I'm worried about having it. They're so rare.
Aren't there other hunters you could ask?
I wouldn't have any idea who to trust. My husband didn't know most of them. He wasn't a proven hunter yet. I think one of them killed him. I have my suspicions. I'd rather trust a newcomer like you.
Let's talk about what to do with this plate.
Will you buy it? I can't sell it myself. They're worth more than 500 credits.
Let me see. I can't buy it, but I could take it and sell it for you.
I don't know. How could I be sure you would come back? Are you sure you can't buy it? Please.
It's the only choice you have, trust me.
I don't have much choice in the matter. Here, I'll trust you with it. I'll be here. Please don't take too long. I need the credits. Maybe we can get started again. Maybe.
So we get the thing that we can go sell. Let's go into the hunting lounge. And talk to Fozzie. I have something to sell to you. Yes, that would do nicely. I have a plate. So, he can buy certain things from you. First, I'm gonna buy these. Now that you have a hunter's license, you can get access to a shop. Now, he'll buy certain things that you can get from hunting. From hunting at a higher price than certain other stores. If I can find it. Where is it in these items? I can sell him a datapad? Oh yeah, that's Kalinor's datapad. I'm surprised you can sell it. Yeah, so he'll buy the skulls for like 24. The Crate Dragon Pearls. If I can... Where's my Crate Dragon Pearl? Did that Sand People took every pearl I had? Hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. So I just cheated and get myself some Dragon Pearls because the game cheated and stole them from me. So you can sell him a Crate Dragon Pearl. Now that I have them, because apparently that apparently the chieftain was so greedy, he decided to take every pearl I had. He'll buy a pearl for 625 credits. However, that is very minuscule compared to what you can get from other vendors. Oh yeah, I think everybody here has something to say because we killed a dragon. I've changed my mind. I think I have to hunt you now. I think if you choose to kill him, you will gain dark side points.
I heard what you did out on the dunes. I'm impressed. I'd never have thought a tenderfoot like you could bring down a dragon.
Goodbye. Right, you don't care because you're a Pasak player.
You're back. Please, have you sold the plate I gave you? My children and I are counting on the credits.
Yes, I've sold the plate.
You have? Did Faza give you a good price? How much did you get for us?
He paid 200 more than you thought. Here.
700 credits. Oh, thank you. It is more than generous of you. I don't know what to say. I just don't.
Thank you for helping this woman. It may not seem like such a great thing to you, but you are making a difference.
For whatever it means, may the Force be with you. You saved us.
Yep, so we can pay our 200 credits more to gain some light side points. Now let's go see Bastila's mother. And if we have time, we might either speak to Bastila or...
이쿠쿠노 노바물리라지군 동희군 전칭 네 보보제 마타 네 분나게 돌비 기규하나.
I didn't drop anything.
주스닥 미키 그라벌 모고 그치 이따 호동가.
Thanks.
어디 호동가 군 헝가비 어느 군 베스 칭 바라물레 통긴 바 누노닥 독닝 셔투군네 물레라베스 아주다 뭔가 군 비스 돌비 기고야나 동 바투가스 막딜리아.
Let me see. Oh, we had the data pad and then it disappeared. No, that ain't it. Let's see here. I think this is our new data pad. The data pad contains a short, cryptic message. The Gamorrean says to see E. Hollers on Medan, come alone or not at all. We might look into that. That's probably going to be one of the last things we'll do, because that leads into a side quest. I'll probably make that one of the last things we'll do. Anyway, I think we have enough time to go to the cantina, if I can remember where it is. Is that the cantina? Yes, it is. Bastila, where the hell are you? Why are you this far back? I know you're not on great terms with your mother, but still. What? Let's go speak with her mother.
Back already? Have you even looked for the holocron yet?
I have the holocron, Mother. I'm just not sure I want to give it to you.
And why not? Would you deny me even that?
I've never denied you anything, Mother. You may think I don't remember what it was like before I left for the Order, but I do. You were the one who pushed Father to go on one treasure hunt after the other. You loved living in wealth. You think I don't remember the fights? You were eager to send me to the Jedi, even though I didn't want to go. You took Father away from me. And now this holocron is all I have of him.
Fool girl. You have a strange way of remembering things. That wasn't...
No, I don't wish to argue with you anymore, Mother. It's time we parted ways now, for both our benefit.
Maybe you should listen to what she has to say.
You don't know her. My mother is notoriously deceptive when she wants something. Why should she have the holocron?
Is it too difficult to believe that I am a dying woman who simply wishes to see her husband one last time?
I find it difficult to believe anything you say, Mother.
Sounds like you, maybe one of you should be the first to give the other, yeah, I think this one's a good response.
You're right. It shames me, but I find it difficult to let go of the past. I'm sorry, Mother.
I was hard on you, dear. I wasn't a very good mother to you. I know that. Your father loved you so. He wanted you to be just like him. He wanted to take you on his hunts, but I said they were too dangerous.
Treasure hunting is a dangerous occupation.
I always tried to keep him from the dangerous ones, but he would have none of it. It was a reckless life we led. Always moving. I didn't want that for you.
So that's why you gave me to the Order.
What do your father and I have to show for all those years of hunting? Nothing. That was no life for anyone. Especially not someone as gifted as you, your father. He spent all his last years trying to pay for my treatments. That's why he went for the pearls. I begged him not to, but
Your treatments.
I'm dying, Bastila. I did not lie about that. It's been a long time in the coming, and there's really nothing that can be done anymore. I told your father to let me go, but you know how he was. Stubborn, like you.
I'm so sorry, Mother. I don't know what to say.
Keep the holocron, Bastila. It would do me good to know you have it. This talking to you. This is what I really needed before
I know. Thank you. I'm glad we talked too.
Well, you said you had important business, and you were never one to mince words. You there. You take care of my daughter, you hear me?
I'll do my best.
That's good. I'll feel a lot better knowing there's someone to watch her.
Where are you going to go?
It doesn't matter, dear. Don't you worry about me.
Here, take these 500 credits. That's all I have. Go to Coruscant and find a doctor. I'll meet you there after what I have to do.
But I already told you there's nothing that can...
Please take it. I want to see you again when we can talk.
All right, I will. You do what you have to, Bastila. You go make your father and I proud.
I'll try. Farewell, Mother.
Managed to reconcile her with her mother. Let's see what
How can
Bastila
I
has to
help?
say. So, do you feel better now?
Yes. That brought me a lot of peace. More than I thought it would have. Thank you for urging me toward it. After all my training, I would have thought it would have been easier. Apparently, I still have much to learn.
Oh, okay, I was gonna leave, but alright, let's talk to Bastila before we head out.
How can I help?
You look like you have something to say.
I do. I've been trying to come up with the best way to say this for some time. I suppose I should just come out and say it. The truth is, I have come to depend on you. Not just for the sake of the mission, but for my own sake as well. I'm glad you're with us.
Let me see. What should I pick? What was that? I think I'm going deaf. You better say it again.
You're teasing me. You know very well what I said.
I'm just still feeling shocked. Was that a compliment?
Yes. Surely that's not so surprising.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not. Why must you make this so difficult for me? Can't you just accept a simple compliment?
Maybe I was just distracted by the gurgling matter which it was given. Fine. Thank you for the... I forget which response is actually a good response here. I think this one's the good
I
response.
see. Is there nothing I can do to make it up to you? I would rather we were friends.
Oops. So that wasn't a good response. Oh? How close of a friend would you like to be?
You know I can't feel that way about you. About any man. It isn't permitted. I am a Jedi. I must resist these temptations. But I still want to consider you a friend. We could never be anything more, though. That isn't allowed.
I would like that, I suppose.
Man, I can be a bit taciturn. I know you must be getting sick of my lectures about the dark side and everything else. I spent all my years being hounded by my instructors, being told so often how gifted and important I was until I was sick of it. I remember when I was younger, I used to swear that I would never become as self-absorbed and stodgy as the Jedi Masters. It's ironic, really.
Don't forget edgy, critical, and overly sensitive.
Yes, well, there's no need for you to agree so wholeheartedly. Being controlled has kept everyone around me at an arm's length, leaving those like yourself who are most in need of my understanding and compassion. Maybe it's time to change that. You deserve to know how much I respect and admire you. I had to tell you how much I care for you. As a friend, of course.
We could be more than friends, Bastila.
Please, it's not allowed. I have to remain true to the Jedi ideal. If this is going to cause a problem, maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
No, I'm glad you did. I care for you too, Bastila. Not leave me alone. Do not say this. I know that for a fact.
Well, that was not nearly so difficult as I feared. Thank you for hearing me out. I feel much better. But enough soul searching for now. We should probably continue on with our mission.
With that done, I think we've done everything that we can currently do on Tatooine. In the next episode, we'll return to the Evan Hawk. Probably talk to our companions a little bit. Such like repairing HK, see if our companions have anything new to say after getting the star map. And then we'll make and if we have time, make our next destination to the next world. If you enjoyed this episode, do like the video, it helps tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this episode. And share the video so that way more people can discover my content and help the channel grow. And I'll see you all next time. Later.